Hi, everybody. Welcome again. I'm so happy to be here with you. My name is Gethin Christine Morris, and I am your guide for this evening's Yin Yoga on the Wall class. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait. So essentially, I would like you to make sure that you've got a bolster handy or a pillow, a blanket, and as always, a couple blocks just in case you want additional support. These poses are always about, with yin, feeling it, you're doing it, but not like pain. You don't want that always. So if there is any, give yourself some more support or completely back out of it. I will offer some variations. Use what feels right for you. And I am so excited to get started for this evening. And let's begin. I'm going to grab my blocks there around the bend. Okay. We're going to come to a safe place for the wall. So I did test my tricky door and found out it's a tricky door, but it is nice and secure. So if you're using a door or a space on the wall, just make sure that it is nice and secure. A safe way to get onto the wall is to have your hip or thigh pressed up against the wall on the side and then lay back and then essentially scoot your glutes and your back of the legs onto the wall. For the first pose, we're going to just come into butterfly for a quick meditation. And so those blocks might come in handy here. If you need additional support, you can place it under the hip, under the thigh. As you when you place your feet together, they're in prayer pose for your feet. Oh yeah, I have my little socks on. And I guess it doesn't matter. This is not a super warm class. I won't be slipping around, but Anyways, your feet are in prayer pose. Your knees come out to the side, and as you lay them down, maybe your hip flexors aren't quite ready for that opening. And so you can bring your knees to your chest and have your feet flush against the wall, or bring the sides of your feet touching the wall and having your knees laid open in a position that feels comfortable for you. And you can have your arms out to the side, your palms up to the sky. Taking a few deep breaths in. I will offer a sankalpa today, and always feel free to use any mantra or statement of affirmation or any kind of mental thought that will serve you for this practice. The one I will offer is Sat Nam. Sat being truth. Nam being identity. Truth is my identity, or identity is my truth. My identity is truth. There, try that one. And I do like to have some sound vibrations starting class and ending class. And so we will begin with a quick Sat Nam, 3 rounds before practice. Feel free to bring your hands to heart center, gently pressing the thumbs against the sternum and seeing if you can connect with the heartbeat. Take a deep breath in. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Very good. And releasing the hands. Continuing to hold that pose for a little bit. Okay, that's what I'm. And I do need my. I need eyes on the time, just for me. That way you guys don't have to think about it. All right, now you are in butterfly, or your knees are to your chest. Wherever you are, begin to bring the knees to the middle and straighten the legs all the way for wall caterpillar. You can have your feet flexed. You can lightly activate the kneecaps for some engagement here. Or you can be completely passive in this pose, letting your feet come to a neutral position and allowing your knees to be supported. One thing, if your sacrum or low back is feeling any kind of pain for these wall poses, should have started with this, you want to grab your blanket or a bolster, and you can lift your hips up, and you want to place the support beneath the sacrum so it can elevate the low back. Now, if that's not enough support and you're still feeling any kind of impingement, then you can bring the blanket or bolster tucked beneath the sacrum and then kind of rounding along the spine. You don't want to go too far up. I don't think it's very comfortable. You do want to try and get into a position that's comfortable. I wonder if you could really see that, the difference. Well, hopefully the verbal cues will get you there. All right, taking some deep breaths in. We will be here for quite a few minutes. This pose is very good to do if you're on your feet all day long. It is very nice to do when you've had a stressful day, even sitting, and you want to wash it away. Allow your body to settle in. Check in with your breathing. Constrict the back of the throat slightly, performing a subtle ujjayi breath for this yin practice. That breath is very warming, so you don't want it to be too intense, but you can have a subtle ujjayi breath to lend your mind some clarity and to offer deep diaphragmatic breathing and healing for the cells to really have that full regeneration and reparation. Also, if your legs cannot be straight for this pose, or they get tired from being straight, you can bend the knees and kind of push yourself away from the wall, having them be as straight as possible that is comfortable. Slowly, wherever you are, we're coming into wall happy baby or wall squat. So bending the knees and spreading the feet apart to be about shoulder width or a little wider. And you really do want your sacrum flat. If there's any pain, back away from the wall. Again, using the blanket or bolster for additional support. And you can do real happy baby if you want to, if it feels better, or use the wall and gently press against it. Having your arms down at your side. Doing wonderfully. Allow your body to soak up all the healing benefits of Yin Yoga. If it feels nice for your heart to shine a little more broad out to the front, you can tuck your shoulder blades slightly underneath you for a little shelf. For this next pose, it is an option to use a strap. I apologize, I did not mention that before, but if you have a strap, feel free to get that now. If you have a strap, I want you to take the loop and place one foot in and the other foot in to help you hold wall straddle. And again, with the sacrum, it's very important for your whole spine to be flat. Well, your sacrum to be flat while you are doing wall straddle. You can use the blanket to place underneath or back away from the wall if that feels better. And you can also keep your knees bent and have them open as much as they can. And for anyone who would like more sensation, you can place your hands to the inside of the thighs. You can also flex your feet or slightly engage the upper kneecaps. You're doing wonderful. Circle back around to your sankalpa. All right, if you're using the strap, go ahead and slowly release it from your feet. And then if you're just in straddle without it, slowly bring your feet back up to center. And go ahead and keep them up straight. And what you're going to do is take your right foot and cross it over to the top above your left knee. And then go ahead and bend your left foot, slide it down slightly so that you can be in wall swan or wall, well, it's like a figure 4. Wall eye of the needle. Yeah. Have your bent foot flat, your bent knee, the bent leg, your right one. Have your right foot flexed to protect your knee. And the one against the wall should be nice and aligned with the hip. Again, there will be some natural curvature happening in the lower spine as long as it's not painful and your sacrum is flat on the floor. Then great. If you need to use some support for your sacrum, then please place that blanket underneath. Relaxing the shoulders against the mat, having them be away from the ears. No effort in the neck or the jaw. Your head is still and neutral. Your eyes can be opened or closed. Wonderful. Now for this next pose, it's going to be a reclining twist. So straighten out the left leg and allowing your right leg to stay where it is. You're going to have that one fold over as we go to the side. I'm going to move this stuff. And your left leg, your left foot can stay on the wall to help with the twist as you open up to the right. So you're going to have your shoulders on the wall, your legs are crossed, and there's this major twist happening in the spine. There is another alternative option. If you'd like more sensation, you're going to have your legs straight but crossed. Oh, see if I can show you that. I don't know if I can really demonstrate that. Okay, yeah, I think I can. Kind of. Yep, so if you've really got an open hip flexor in that bottom leg, then you're going to be able to have it straight while both your shoulders are on the mat. So you can try either one. And pressing the wall with all four parts of your foot to help give you support and a deeper sensation. And your gaze can be over the right shoulder, or it can be out in front or straight up ahead. And I just happen to have kind of landed near my blanket. But if it feels nice to have a blanket underneath your shoulder that's aiming towards the floor, have that there to give you additional support. Always bring the earth closer to you if you're not quite there. Great. And slowly start to unravel with a twist. And you're going to want to scooch your buttocks back to the wall. And then we're coming into wall eye of the needle for the left side. So once you've got your knees and legs up, extended, and centered, go ahead and lower the left leg above the right knee, and then just slowly slide down the right foot. Keeping the back nice and stable on the floor or your support. And remembering to flex the foot of the bent knee. The leg on the wall doesn't have to come down at all. If it's a lot of sensation just crossing that leg or the foot over the knee, then leave it right here extended. You can even back away from the wall and have your feet more at an angle. Melting your shoulders into the mat, releasing any tension in the neck, in the throat, in the mouth, in the head. All right, on your next inhale, slowly release. No, don't release. Just fall over to the right side. Yeah. Coming onto that right hip and adjusting as needed. Okay. Placing that right foot against the wall, opening up to the left. Having your arms flat. Remember, you can use a blanket underneath that shoulder to give you some more support. And if you tried the other variation with the straight legs, crisscrossed with a twist, go for it. I didn't offer it up before, but if you feel comfortable having support for the knee that's on top, for the knee that's folding over, you can use a block to give that feeling of stability. Each side is different. What you do to one side, you may or may not feel the need to accommodate for the other side. And any way is fine and perfect. Yin is all about healing the really deep places beyond the muscles. The fascia is an extra bonus, the fascia. But beyond that, it's the plastic tissues, it's the joints, the joint capsules. It's the bones, it's the hard to reach places when we're warmed up with our muscles. This is an incredibly healing practice for that and injury prevention. Coming back to your sankalpa, how does it feel in your body? Truth is my identity. My identity is truth. Sat Nam. Wonderful. Slowly begin to release, finding your way back to the wall. Unraveling, getting both hips on the mat. And then just doing the little scooch. Okay. This next one, you have an option not to do, and you can come into caterpillar, the version of caterpillar that is comfortable for you. Whether that is your glutes away from the wall, where there's more of an angle, or you've got something to support your sacrum. Now, we will be doing wall arch, and this one is really nice, but if you have, I'm going to show this. If you have any kind of stiffness in the neck or the shoulders, then you will want to use your blanket. Now, the blanket can be folded to the width of your mat, and then you can have it pretty thick, like in thirds, or you can have it just twice over, where it's just a double fold. And you want it along the back of your shoulders and right underneath your neck in support of that, so that there's nothing going on with the neck. This is like doing bridge on the wall, if you're familiar with bridge. And so there is, and then we're going to come into technically plow pose. All of these are options and variants for you. So we're going to try it. Do those little... I'm going to try it with the blanket and see how it feels. All right, so place your feet flat against the wall, your knees will be bent, and your palms are going to be on the floor as you lift and kind of walk up the wall. So essentially, you're pressing all the force on the wall, and then you have the weight of yourself on the shoulders. That's why it's important to use the support if you need it. Remembering to breathe. Now you can hold this here just like this for the entirety of the pose, or if at any time you feel like you need to come out of it, feel free to roll down carefully and come into caterpillar, or you're going to hold this for a couple minutes. The second option that you can try, and you can place your hands to the base of your low back to assist, is to kick out from the wall and then essentially come over into plow. Your feet touching the floor and your hips working their way over your shoulders. And then releasing the hands down to the mat. And if you feel like you need to have your feet slightly up, that's completely fine. Making sure that you are giving full breaths here during this compression and inversion. Definitely want to keep your head still. And then when you're ready, you can bring your hands to your low back as you slowly lift your feet back up, bending the knees to catch the wall. No effort in the neck. And then slowly releasing all the way down. Very good. And if you're in caterpillar, just stay in caterpillar for a few more breaths. Wow, that was really cool. I haven't done an inversion with yin like that. That's rad. All right, now slowly coming on to the side and pressing yourself up. We're going to come into wall, sphinx pose, or seal. We're going to come down onto our belly. Knees are bent, and you're aiming to scoot your shins and the tops of your feet against the wall. Now, I have this blanket here from the prop with the wall arch. And that's going to add additional sensation. So if you want more height underneath your forearms, that's going to create more of an arch in your whole spine. Look out for the alignment here. You want your elbows underneath your shoulders. You can hug yourself and make sure that your fingertips can kind of round around the middle part of your upper arm. And then have your arms parallel down to the mat. So this is wall sphinx. And if you want, you can come into wall seal. And I just want to make sure there is no other leg. Elbows under the cushion. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay. Just like to make sure I'm covering the options I wanted to. Wall seal is going to have the palms of your hands underneath your shoulders as you push up into wall seal. You can even have your hands coming out. Just keeping the tops of the thighs engaged with the mat. In any expression that you choose, shine your heart forward. Coming back to your sankalpa. Pushing the shoulders away from the ears. As your belly is compressed to the mat, you are giving an extraordinary internal organ massage with the breathing. I didn't want my hair covering up the microphone. Might have just made it worse. Wonderful. All right, we're slowly going to come out of this. And you're going to reach your arms forward, and you can place them one on top of the other as you come into a variation of crocodile pose where your forehead is on top of your arms. And if it feels good, windshield wiper out the legs. Wonderful. Now we're going to slowly press up into a seated position. Oh, let's see. Oh, man. I'm going to run out of recording space here soon. That's all right. We're almost done with class. So I wanted to do the back up against the wall and do a couple neck rolls before heading into Shavasana. And you guys have done so wonderful. Feel free to use the blanket or bolster underneath your sacrum as you press your back against the wall, coming into an easy pose. And then kind of slightly moving forward, take your, well, we'll start with the right side. So take your right arm coming to the outside of your left ear. Apologize. And then tilting your head over to the right shoulder. If it feels nice and you want a deeper sensation, feel free to straighten out your left arm with your fingers pointed to the earth. And you can kind of play with the position of it to be exactly where you need it for this deep, wonderful healing stretch. Wonderful. Go ahead and slowly release that, bringing your arm up and down and shifting the head a little bit. All right. Feeling that rebound effect. And I'm going to switch this so I can finish class with another part. Okay, whoops, perfect. All right, coming over to the opposite side, bringing your left arm high up and over, grabbing your right ear gently pointed towards your left shoulder. Again, playing with this other arm, your right arm, as you feel for an additional sensation. And slowly unwrapping, bringing your head back up to center, releasing your arm. And staying neutral and allowing that rebound effect to circulate through your shoulder, the side of your neck, all the way up to your ear. Wonderful. It's been such a pleasure to do class with you today. Checking my time. All right, we did great for time. Feel free to stay in a seated Shavasana or lay down if that feels comfortable. But since I'm here and the wall is here to support me, we're going to come into a seated Shavasana. And if you'd like to use any blocks underneath your knees or bolster underneath your feet, even have your legs extended out, it's perfectly wonderful. You've done a lot of healing work on your cold tissues in the body, on those cold places. And I really love that I'm able to guide you through this. Please make sure to drink a lot of water and to wait several hours before doing a cardio or workout. Or have a peaceful rest if you did this before bed, which is a wonderful time to do yin several hours after you've done maybe a power vinyasa or workout or regular vinyasa. Thank you so much. I love being here with you. Please let me know any feedback or questions that you may have after class. I'm always available. And until we meet again, the light in me sees, knows, and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste.